So we're seated in the fanciest place of the restaurant, and you'll never believe who walks in. So I got this random phone call one day. I had no idea who it was. I typically don't pick it up, so I didn't. I didn't pick it up, but I got this voicemail, and guess who it was? It was Grant Cardone. Grant Cardone. And he was ranting and he was raving. He was granting and he was raving about the construction industry. The construction industry is going to do this and it's going to do that, and the government's doing this, and you got to know about this certain thing that like the government's going to do and this and that. I'm like, all right, I'm in. I got to go to this thing. And so I was like, Aaron, we got to go to this thing. I'm assuming that this is like a recording of Grant, that they gave a voicemail to me, but who knows? I'm pretty sure that's what it was, but you never know. And I just so happened to find the perfect black Porsche 911 Carrera, and it happened to be automatic, which is exactly what I'm looking for because I don't want 4 limbs occupied on a daily basis when I'm driving a car, okay? Clutch, shifter, steering wheel, gas pedal, you know what I'm saying? 2, maximum 2 limbs. So I found the perfect one, and it happened to be in Miami. By the way, it's been a really, really great car. So the timing worked out absolutely perfect, where Aaron and I were able to fly down to Miami and go to the car dealership and pick up the Porsche. So I bought the Porsche and then we drove it back. So long story short, the car was perfect. I bought it after many hours of going through like insurance and different paperwork, blah, blah, blah. But then we drove it straight to dinner. Here's the scene. Imagine Grant Cardone style, us rolling up in a Porsche, top was down, to the most gorgeous hotel in Miami with chauffeurs and valet. It was absolutely exquisite. It was so cool. We were pulling up in my brand new Porsche 911 and we're about to meet Grant Cardone. So we go in and we go to the most fancy back, large, rentable space, whatever, in this whole hotel. Glass walls. I mean, the most exquisite architecture. And we walk in and we start meeting. There's like maybe 4 or 5 other people there, maybe 6 other contractors that he hand selected to be at this dinner. So I'm there talking to another general contractor and his wife, and they're a great team, and we got to know them pretty well. And then Brandon Dawson walks in. If you don't know who Brandon Dawson is, he's Grant Cardone's new business partner. He comes in and he sits right across from me. And this is just a little kind of like a conference room table size worth of a dinner table, So Brandon and I are kind of going back and forth, just talking about my business and what he's doing with Grant, all different kinds of stuff. And then there's Buck, who's Grant's CMO, the chief marketing officer. I don't even know who he was. And I'm like, hey man, you a GC? He's like, yeah, I'm with GC. I'm like, no, you're a general contractor? He's like, no, I'm with Grant Cardone. And then anyway, so we're chatting, and then in comes Grant Cardone. And he sits down next to Brandon, which is directly across from me just about, and orders a steak. And then I asked him the question that I've been waiting to ask for many, many months, which I didn't even know I was ever going to meet Grant Cardone, but I saw this question. Because months prior, I saw Undercover Billionaire on TV, and I was like, that's Grant Cardone. Like, I know who Grant Cardone is. I'm going to watch this. So I watched it, and so I asked, was Undercover Billionaire fake at all? I said, I mean, like those people that you had to sell yourself to, like, did they know who you were? Like, did you have any inside deals, like, with these people that they knew, like, you're Grant Cardone, everything's going to be okay, not just this guy named Lewis or whatever it was, some random guy that, like, has no money, no reputation. Like, bro, what's up? He's like, no, man, not at all. It was really cool to hear as he told me and a handful of other general contractors about the show and how it was filmed and the fact that it wasn't fake at all. And he really, really convinced those people. He built this multi-million dollar company in, like, I think it was 90 days or something like that.
Wait, I need you to stand right here, okay? and so, and it was fun. I told them to put that in the show, but they didn't want to put it in the show because they don't want to crash the viewer's idea that, because people want to know.
It's really cool to hear it first from the man in the flesh right in front of me that I've been watching and being inspired from all these years. The guy that has the real estate that I want to have one day. The number of doors, the team, the business, the mindset, the YouTube channel. There's so much. Grant can be a little bit, like, oh, I got all this money and like smoking cigars and like throwing cash at you. Like, I'm not into like any of that because I'm not driven by money per se. I'm driven more by relationships. But I really do respect what Grant Cardone is doing on social media and his influence and helping other people. And of course that the real estate aspect of what he's doing is absolutely to be admired. So we had a great time that night. We got steak, we got wine, we hung out with Grant all night, and it was time to go. But the next morning, I stood up on the microphone, and this is what I said.
You get to 1,000 units, what are you sitting at right now?
Well, so I had 10, so I'm renovating about 500 units. So my main business is J Lane Construction, but I also have J Lane Properties.
Okay, so what is J Lane Construction make?
Yeah, 15 million.
15 million, okay? J Lane Properties will probably never make $15 million a year.
Right.
So I would use J Lane Construction. Keep your main thing right now. The main vehicle. I'm in an old beat up freaking Camaro, and I'm trying to get to Vegas. I ain't worried about a new car right now. I'm worried about getting to Vegas. He's worried about jumping into another vehicle. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend any time. I'm going to rag this freaking Camaro out until I get to Vegas, and then I'm going to leave it on the side of the road. So what I would tell you is, man, keep your main business, and find a partner, a freaking maniac. Okay, you're looking at one right now.
You're pretty nuts yourself.
Okay? so like I'm at 10,000 units right now. I'm going to go to 40,000 units. I'm going to take my little real estate business. I'm going to go from $3 billion to $40 billion.
You recommend partners?
That's 1,000%. You cannot do real estate without partners. It is impossible. Your debt's a partner, your tenants are a partner, title and escrow is a partner, the broker's a partner. You guys that want to do everything by yourself, man, you're thinking small.
And afterwards, I walked right up to him, shook his hand, looked him in the eye, gave him a fancy metal business card, and I was like, "You're not actually going to call me, are you?" He goes, looks me in the eye, he goes, "I might, man, I just might." And he never called me. But it doesn't hurt to make those connections. See, life is all about networking and putting yourself out there, bro. Even if you look stupid or little or small, I got 10 doors. And it's like right now I have like 18, but I'm trying to like flip some stuff. But anyway, which by the way, there's a whole nother video on like that. But anyway, don't be afraid to put yourself out there in front of people because you never know who you're going to be talking to. Just like the 6 degrees of separation, like the next month, he's sitting there with Donald Trump, like interviewing him in front of like 10,000 people or however many people show up to the 10X Growth Con. Like, I was just shaking that guy's hand, and next thing you know, he's talking to the president and like all these other entrepreneurs and famous people from all across the world. Like, it's just so amazing that you never know who you're touching, who you're talking to, and you want to make the most out of every one of those situations. So if you're a nervous person or you're anxious or whatever, try to step outside of your comfort zone and get in front of these people because it'll change your life. So afterwards, I gave him my business card. We had a little talk, and he said, "I might, man, I might." And he got into his Rolls Royce and he drove away. So the point here is don't think small. And if you want to watch a video about not thinking small and making more money, then click that link, click the thumbs up button before you leave, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.